Get your motor running, folks, because today we're discussing the vehicle changes coming to 7 Days to Die in Alpha 21. Now we've got a lot of info to cover and no time to waste, so let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fun Pimps have announced some major changes being made to vehicles in 7 Days to Die. Now these changes will affect the vehicles themselves as well as the perks that govern vehicles. So today we're going to discuss the changes coming to vehicles in Alpha 21. And let's start off with the first major change, Road Rage. Back in my console version days, one of my favorite things to do was to hop on my mini bike, hit the road, and run over every single zombie jerk that crossed my path. This was also a great way to stock up on meat, because you could basically one-shot all of the animals in the game. Unfortunately, the ability to significantly damage entities with your vehicle was removed from 7 Days. Currently, vehicles do next to no damage to both the zombie jerks and or animals. Even smashing into a zombie at full speed with your 4x4 does next to nothing. And to be honest, it's kind of unrealistic and immersion breaking. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all about to change once again. If we check the confirmed list for Alpha 21, we will find a new section has been added entitled Vehicle Changes. And one of the changes listed says increased vehicle damage to blocks, terrain, and entities by various amounts. This means that once again, your vehicle will do damage to entities, i.e. zombie jerks and animals. However, using your vehicle to mow down the zombie jerks comes at a cost. If we check the next line, we see this. Increased vehicle damage received from collisions by various amounts. So yes, you can damage things with your vehicles now, but your vehicle will receive damage as well, which means you don't want to get too crazy with the road rage. It might just cost you your vehicles. And the confirmed list goes on to say this: improved vehicle block collision calculations and greatly increased damage given and received to and from block collision. This means that your vehicles will greatly damage the blocks in the world. Presumably, this means that your giant 4x4 will no longer be stopped by small objects. In Alpha 20, driving vehicles can get a little silly in this respect. Often your vehicles will be brought to a dead stop by the smallest items or terrain changes. And it seems that Alpha 21 will fix this issue. But once again, at a cost. Your vehicle will deal more damage to blocks, however, it will also receive more damage as well. So again, you will need to be careful while driving in the world. But no matter how careful you may be, accidents do happen. I think it is safe to say that I'm less than graceful behind the wheel in 7 Days to Die. I occasionally run into things from time to time. In truth, even when I'm not actively trying to hit things, it happens far more often than I'd like to admit. So with the increased damage coming in Alpha 21, what does this mean for the health of your vehicles? Well, first, the Fun Pimps have increased the max durability level for some of the vehicles. As we see here, they have increased bicycle, gyrocopter, and 4x4 health. Now this was done to accommodate the next change on the list, and that is repair kits. Repair kits restore a fixed amount of health. In the current version of 7 Days to Die, a single repair kit will bring your vehicle health back to 100%. In Alpha 21, however, that is no longer the case. Repair kits will not restore vehicles to full health. Instead, they will restore a set amount of health, which means multiple repair kits may be needed to get your vehicle back to 100%. You can, however, increase the amount of health restored with each repair kit, and you do that by throwing points into Grease Monkey. Each level of Grease Monkey adds 10% of the vehicle's total health to the amount restored, and this change change is reiterated under the perk rebalancing section, which states Grease Monkey now increases the amount of health that repair kits restore to vehicles. One repair kit no longer restores a vehicle back to max health. So by speccing into Grease Monkey, you can increase the percentage of restored health by 10% per level. Grease Monkey has 5 levels, so once you get this bad boy maxed up, you will increase that health amount by 50%. Now that was a little bit confusing, a little bit wordy, so let me break down how exactly this works. To break this down, we're going to be using the motorcycle as an example, since this is one of the vehicles that is not receiving the health boost. So we know that the motorcycle has a max durability of 6,000. So after your motorcycle has taken a bit of damage, you'll need to use repair kits to restore the health of your motorcycle. If you have no points in Grease Monkey, you will only receive the flat rate for the repair kit. Now at the time of this recording, we do not know what that baseline number is. So we're gonna use 500 just for demonstration purposes, which means with no points in Grease Monkey, one repair kit would restore 500 health. By putting 1 point into Grease Monkey, it'll increase that amount by 10%. Now it's important to point out that is not 10% of the base amount of the repair kit, that's 10% of the max health of the vehicle you are repairing. So for the motorcycle, that 10% number will be based on the max health of the motorcycle, which is 6,000. 10% of 6,000 is 600 points, which means at level 1 Grease Monkey, you will be able to restore 1,100 health with one repair kit. Level 2 would give you a 20% increase or an additional 1,200 points, giving you a total of 1,700 points restored. Level 3 gives you a 30% boost or 1,800 points for a total of 2,300 points. Level 4 would give you a 40% boost or 2,400 additional health restored for a total of 2,900. And once you max that bad boy out to level 5, you will get a 50% increase. That is a 3,000 point boost, giving you a total of 3,500 per repair kit used. Now, once again, the base number for repair kits is not yet known. I just picked 500 to help explain how the Grease Monkey perk will work. But putting that all aside, I think it is safe to say it's going to take multiple repair kits to get your vehicles back to 100%. The Fun Pimps are also adding in some collision effects as well. They're adding a vehicle spark effect on bigger self-damage hits, as well as a vehicle blood splatter effect on high damage collisions with entities. This means that your vehicle will shoot sparks when it takes big damage hits, and the blood will splatter when you run over them zombie jerks, or turn the various animals in 7 days into roadkill. And Fatal goes on to add a little bit more. He says, ragdolls from death have a short time they can still collide with vehicles. Was boring before as they slid through vehicles. Improved vehicle hit forces on ragdolls. Accurate body hits for more realistic tossing/spinning, and those hits are a higher percent of damage, so more blood. And vehicle hits can cause dismemberment. So the ragdoll effects have been improved, meaning you can send them zombie jerks flying, and vehicle collisions can cause dismemberment, which means you can send their limbs flying as well. Vehicles in 7 Days to Die are in store for some major changes, and the Fun Pimps have released a ton of information regarding those changes. However, several unanswered questions still remain. For instance, what do the Fun Pimps mean by greatly? Exactly how punishing will collisions be? How much damage is done to the entities? But more importantly, how much damage is done to vehicles? This is a very delicate balancing act. The damage done to vehicles needs to be enough to punish carelessness, but not so much as to make operating vehicles a chore. With so many objects in the world and the way that the world is spawned, sometimes collisions are practically unavoidable. So if the Fun Pimps make collision damage too punishing, keeping your vehicles operational could become tedious, especially with the changes coming to repair kits. And speaking of repair kits, kits, there are some unanswered questions about them as well. For instance, what exactly is that baseline number? How much vehicle durability is restored by a single repair kit without perking into Grease Monkey? Also, since repair kits no longer repair your vehicle back to 100%, that means you're going to need many more of them. And crafting repair kits takes duct tape, and duct tape requires glue. This resource is already a major concern by players due to the drinking water rebalance. And with the upcoming changes to repair kits, it seems this change could exacerbate the glue problem even more. Now, the Fun Pimps have stated that glue was taken into consideration when making the drinking water rebalance change, but was glue taken into consideration with the repair kit changes? Will repair kits be more prevalent in loot to accommodate the increase in the number needed? There are just so many unanswered questions, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to have to wait and see. There are major changes a-coming to vehicles in Alpha 21. The damage dealt and received is going way up. Zombie jerks and animals can be killed by vehicles once again, but at a cost. And repair kits no longer restore vehicles back to their full durability. Instead, they will restore a set amount of health, but that amount of health can be increased by perking into Grease Monkey. Now, I think these vehicle changes could be a good thing, as long as the Fun Pimps don't go too far. Unfortunately, they have a habit of doing just that. If they make the damage received by your vehicles too punishing, vehicles will go from a fun and rewarding goal to achieve to just another time-consuming, tedious task for the players, especially when you factor in the change coming to repair kits. But if they can maintain the balance properly, this could be a fun change. And ladies and gentlemen, only time will tell. But that is just one man's opinion, folks. Now I'd like to hear what you all think. So hop on down to the comments and let me know your thoughts on the announced vehicle changes coming to 7 Days to Die in Alpha 21. And if you'd like to hear about more of the changes coming in Alpha 21, simply click that box in the top right corner of the screen to access my 7 Days to Die Alpha 21 update news playlist. But for now, this is Savin saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll catch you in the next one.